Dear tea lovers, welcome to Tea Time with Xiaomi. I've got a cold. I was out bicycling and went swim in the sea. It was a very hot day yesterday, but the water was freezing cold in the sea, so I've got some runny noses. So if I need to wipe my nose, and I will apologize that in forehand. So that's why that I have chosen to have some white tea today, since I've got a cold. White teas are considered to have medicine effect. So when I and some other Chinese people, according to Chinese medicine, when we got cold, we don't take any medicine. We just drink white tea with hot water, and we eat certain kind of food. So this helps us to get better much quickly actually. So as you see, I have prepared some tea samples. Here, I'm gonna use this camera to let you have a good look at them. As you see, these two are white teas from Fuding, Fujian. So that's one of the most common places for white tea. But actually, I have some white tea from Yunnan as well. So this white tea from Yunnan, we have actually done a video already with cold brew on this white tea. So we were not going to do a video on that today, since we got plenty of other white teas here. And over here, I have this one. Is what I have been drinking today. So now I have some cold water in the glass, and I'm gonna brew it with hot warm water very soon. So I'll let you see how the tea looks like, and I will describe the taste and everything. Alright, so let's begin. We begin with these two from Fuding. I think it's best because their tastes are more. Actually, I have this one. This one is also from Fuding, Fujian, white tea. So this one is widely harvested, and these two are. I'm not quite sure, but the quality, the grade are very high as well. So because my suppliers have sent me these two samples, and actually today is the first time I'm gonna try them. And this one is one of my favorite white tea, and so that's why we will compare these three altogether. In addition to that, we're gonna add this white tea from Yunnan to this comparison video. So how about we start these two, and then I will prepare this one for you, and after these three, we will add this one to the table, the fourth one from Yunnan. So all of these three in the beginning are from the same region, Fuding. And that one, I will just let you see the difference, so you can see the differences of these dry tea leaves. And that one is from Yunnan as well, white tea. So I will just describe very quickly the differences of the looks of these tea leaves. So as you see, this one from Yunnan, the tea leaves are very much larger than this from Fuding. Yes, and so since this from Yunnan is actually from old trees, and these are also from old trees. I will put them. Let me put this in a glass later so that you can have a good look at that. All right. So, and these two Fuding white tea, they are different grades, as you see. This one to the right, it's almost only fine buds, and this one to the left are harvested, one bud and 2 or 3 leaves, and so this to the right is only bud, and perhaps 1 bud and 1 leaf. So normally speaking, the more finer the tea is, I mean, if it's only buds, excuse me, so you see I have some, my nose is running, so need to sneeze and from time to time. So I really need some white teas today. So I'm feeling some fatigue and some unease here. So as you can hear from my voice, so it's common that people get cold during summer, especially when it's very hot outside, and then come inside, and if there is air conditioning, or if you went back in a car and get out of the car, and it's the temperature differences will make you sick. That happens quite often. So that's why the white teas are very good, as I have already said. All right. So let's put this aside and let's begin to brew some Fuding teas. So there we go. I have some water here. The water temperature is not hot. It's warm, since I want to try these teas from warm water to start with, so not very hot from beginning. Let's see how to do this. Have some focus on these two. Right, so I will use less dry tea leaves, since we are gonna try this much different ones. So I will not waste them. So it looks really beautiful. Alright, so let's put this here. Yes, great. And let's pour in some hot water. It will take longer time when the water is not that hot, but that's perfect, since we are gonna wait to add other members to this table. So I put them aside, and so we can come back and take a look later. Yeah, I'll take out some tea leaves from this wild harvest, wild picked Fuding white tea. So Fuding is the name of that region where this renowned white teas come from. So let's use this little one. Oops. How about we use this one? This is more suitable. I will give you some quick look about this tea. So use this. This one comes in either loose weight or in a tea cake. So you can choose when you buy this tea. So it's more convenient with loose weight. Let's take a look at this. Let's see. And for you guys over there, there is another video that will be available on YouTube. This one I've been filming with this camera, with the iPhone camera, so you will be able to check out these close-up shots and videos about how the tea looks like from close-up. As you see the difference, perhaps you have seen it. Let's do like this. You see there are buds, fine buds with very nice color, very intriguing color. Now it's under natural lighting, so I will turn on the lights later when the sun goes down. Today it's actually cloudy, so there is not so much sunlight. As you see here, we have some fine tea buds over there. And over here we have, as you see, so also some small buds, but also bigger leaves over here. This one. The funny thing about white tea is that you can see that with a single tea leaf, there are two colors on two sides. One side is much darker, on the side is much greener. So, especially it's more obvious with the white teas from Yunnan, as you see. One side is almost very dark. On the other side, I mean, on this side it's less dark. On the other side, you see, it's really dark. And it can also depends on the process to produce this tea. Since there are basically two different kinds of process. The one is sun withering, the other is moonlight withering, which means without sunlight, but just in not on the sunlight, but in the shadows. So that's the two ways to produce and process white teas. As you know already, perhaps, that white teas is the most teas that has the minimum, is a tea that has a minimum process. Some minimum process teas is white tea. I put it that way. It means that the only main procedure is to let it to dry out by sun withering or by withering in shadow, and to stop the oxidization process and to dry out the tea leaves in order to make the final product of these teas. But I don't think that it's easy. Actually, the process is simple, but it's very hard, since the artisans and the people who works with tea, they need to have a very good understanding of the teas, and to have the perfect timing when it comes to picking up the tea leaves and to collect them and to transport them back to the tea factory, or you can say that tea workshop, and then to do the sun withering or shadow withering, and then to dry them out even more, and then to package them. So the whole process is not as complicated as many other teas, but the simpler the process is, the more difficult to actually make it right. I mean, maybe it's not correct to say like this, but I hope you got my point. Since there are many other teas like oolong teas, which has more complicated processes, and which actually acquires profound knowledge and experience with teas. So they are soaking up. So as you see, the color of this one is already changing, and that one is not been changing that much. So let's brew the third one, shall we? So let's wait some. We're just gonna do this. So let's see. There is I take it out from a tea cake, and that's why it looks like this. Compact, since the tea cake is compressed into a shape of a tea cake. Excuse me. Oh. I say napkins, so I do like this. Alright, I will show you how a tea cake looks like. So here is a tea cake, and this one, the ancient tree white tea, and it is produced 2019 in spring. So between spring and summer. So yes, and it's actually the teas are from spring, but it is made to tea cake in summertime. So, but the teas are picked up in early spring, since the all the good teas, the best quality teas are picked in early springtime. You might have heard the teas that are harvested in the summertime or in autumn or in winter. So the best quality is always the teas from early spring. So this tea is actually the tea I got here. So I'm gonna show you very soon, because we are gonna drink this one as well. So there we go. There we have that. So let's By the way, let me tell you the age of this tea. These two tea samples that I got from my supplier, a close friend of mine. I'm not so sure about the year, so I need to check with her, double check with her. So, but this tea, this one, was harvested in spring 2018, or yes. So and it has been some years now. So there is a saying in Chinese medicine, and even people who, yes, it's recognized among tea drinkers that in China that white teas, the newly picked are teas, and the 3-year-old white tea is medicine, and no, the 3 years teas are very good teas, and the 5 years old white teas are considered as medicine, and so 7 years teas is considered like very good, very rare to get. Sorry for that, excuse me. Oh. Alright, so how about we pour out some teas now? So, let's see. I will put them aside since we let's see the color of this brew. This one will go in this, or in this. How about that? So, as you see, color. The water temperature I used for the first infusion is around perhaps 40. Yes, so just slightly over the room temperature. So and the color of that one hasn't changed that much, but we're gonna pour out this one as well. So we're gonna use this. Now this infusion, I'm thinking about to raise the water temperature to around 50, 60, perhaps something like that. So so we will do like this. Yeah, it's about 50, 60. So let's see. And here as well. Let it soak for some time. Oh, sorry. Oh, so now that's when these little clips come into use. So here we go. All right. So, oh, excuse me. And over here, the color is already changing on that. So we're gonna take out the water, the tea, pour out the first infusion quite soon. So we have a pretty fairly steeping time on all of the three to have a more fair comparison. Now, my friends, I really need to take a sip now, since you see my nose is running, and so quite a lot of difference when it comes to the color of the liquor. Let's have a look. You see, this one is much lighter. The reason, according to my opinion, is that these tea leaves, these buds are more fine, and this one to the left, and the leaves are much. Yes, so that can be one thing. Since the buds are always has more delicate taste and so on. So let's begin with this more delicate one. Let's wait a few moments for the tea for me to feel after the taste of this tea. And right now, I'm gonna, let's see the camera, on the camera. Okay. Right now, I'm gonna boil some more water. It's time to pour out this one now. So okay, so let's get we can use this one. Just go like this. So let's pour out this one. This widely picked white tea. See the color of this? Yeah. Alright, so let's pour in some around same temperature, all of the three. Okay, now I'm gonna try this one. I move my cup so you don't get confused. So, and I'm not, so I don't get confused. It's more easy for me to get confused otherwise. So there we go, and this tea is for this cup. So. Yeah, I only feel the sweetness of these two teas. Not so much flavor and not so much scent yet, since the water temperature is low. So after a few infusion, we'll increase water temperature gradually and then perhaps all the way to 90, 95 in the end. So I will just adjust the camera. Okay. Let's have a taste of this. The taste until now are very, very similar. Perhaps it has to do something about my sense today, since I've got a cold, so my senses perhaps are compromised. And it's difficult for my nose to feel the fragrances. But the taste that I get, they are very similar to me. Okay, so let's call it part 1, and I'm gonna continue shooting very soon.